Om Sarvasiddhar Jyoti Om Om Paramesti Guru Jyoti Om Om Paramesti Dharma Marga Jyoti Om. Namaste and pranams, Divine World Family Sangha, with the deepest love and respect to you, because even if I've never met you before, we're the same, we're equals. It's the same heart that we have. It could experience the same pains, the same hardships, the same mind that could be in suffering and peace and happiness, the same body that could be in the same pains of hunger or afflicted with harm. It could hurt the same. So even if we've never met before, I see you equally the same, and with love and respect and even reverence, as consciousness and life, the one life in all beings, like one divine being. And so out of this deep respect and love and the Dharma, my duty to you to serve in any way that's possible, I'm coming to you today with this very important message, and also with a warning from the Masters, the awakened beings with the advanced capacity to see, who have completely awakened a clear seeing ability and a super intelligence to see the bigger picture of what's going on here. And many of us are awakening more and more, and we're seeing more and more. We're becoming more conscious and seeing more about what's going on in the world and our actions and things. And there's a solution for this. The Masters have been coming and they've been giving us guidance for a solution for this, and it's very, very simple. It's simply loving kindness and harmony. But this comes with this consciousness, this awareness, this intelligence. If I know who I am, if I know that we're the same, and even what I do to another, I'm doing to myself, that then naturally with this intelligence, with this self-knowledge, with this realization, there's going to be a desire to be in harmony and to not cause harm, to be in loving kindness. And so we can see that right now we're in a place where we need to awaken. We need to awaken as one. Humanity is very powerful, and we're all here working very hard. Everyone's going every day about their job and their duty, and they're working very hard for their families, to make money, to make ends meet. Everyone's working very hard here. And yet people see that there's all these different problems, or there's this disharmony, and there's all this unnecessary suffering that doesn't need to be here, that we can remove with our work if we just have the intelligence, the consciousness, the awareness of how to work in harmony. If we're already in intelligence, if we're in that harmony, that knowledge of our unity, then we're naturally going to work towards and work for that unity. We're going to work for the whole. We're going to want to serve the whole. And so many people have this idea that, say for example, if there was no money, if there was no monetary system, that then people would just be laying around and lazy because they wouldn't need to work for money, and then things would be out of balance, that the world wouldn't be able to function, the world wouldn't go on. But this is not true. This is actually false. And so we need to awaken our pure intelligence to see what's really going on here in the world, and our consciousness, our expanded, more aware consciousness of the bigger picture of what is, of what's possible, of who we are and what we're doing here. And so we need something like a revolution that is a peaceful revolution, not of fighting, but the opposite. A revolution of unity, of bringing everyone together in loving kindness and harmony. We need to remove these ignorances of division, and that we need to, or that we can just continue to cause harm to other beings and to each other in order to continue living our lives. It's completely false. The thing is here that this world that we're living in, this society, the governments, the businesses, all these different things exist on paper only. It's all called in the courtroom, it's a legal fiction. When you go and register your business, you get a fictitious name statement. You're registering a legal fiction. Everything that goes on in the courtroom is a legal fiction. That's all law. Every single government is registered the same like this, with a fictitious name statement. May have its constitution, it may have its governing documents for how this government functions and everything, but this is all on paper. This is not necessarily a real world at all. What's real here is us. We are here. This consciousness, this body in the appearance world is more real than the paper world. And we are getting up every day and we are doing our hard work, and we're spinning this legal fiction world, this world of ideas in our heads and on papers and in the TV and in the media. We are putting this world into the actions, and in our actions we're making this the world that we experience in our daily lives. And if we just took the same amount of work, maybe less even, and we were acting intelligently, we were acting in harmony, we were acting in service to the whole in love. Love is realization of all life as one. Love is the bond of all creation. It's what creates all of the diversity into a unity. It brings all diversity into a unity. It's that everything is one in love. It's understanding, it's intelligence, it's self-knowledge, it's God realization, if you will. God is a concept, it's a word for many people. It's just an idea. So whether you believe in God or not, consciousness is here. You cannot deny consciousness existence using consciousness. Life is here. Even if the life in this body ends, there's still life over there. The world is teeming with life. Many, many plants, many, many humans. And though this life may appear at a certain level to be different, in reality and truth and essence, it's one. And we need to awaken this consciousness. We need to awaken this intelligence. And we need to put it into action. So just like as in Tapas Yogi Nandi's declaration of consciousness movement, we need this as a real thing in the world. People need to hear this message of the masters and understand that this is the foremost important thing. Whatever we're doing in life right now, we need to do it with awakening. We need to do it with intelligence, with consciousness. We need to do it with love. We need to stop hurting each other. And we simply work together in harmony, in respect, in service of the whole. Just even logically, if we use our logic and look at this logically with intelligence, we can see that if we're working together in harmony as one humanity, we are very powerful, and we will create a very beautiful world here, and we will eliminate a lot of unnecessary suffering. For example, because of the way that the world is functioning with this kind of delusion or ignorance about the divisions of beings, or that it's okay, or the fighting, that this group over there hurt us, or that we're separate countries, or even within the country we're not all the same and we can't get along or whatever, because that we're hurting each other, or because we're sacrificing our values because we think we need money, so we go to do our work, and we may know that we're doing something in the business, or working for a business, and putting the legal fiction of some business into action, and making that a real thing with real results in the world like this, where, for example, many companies may be selling products that they shouldn't be sold, that shouldn't be given to their customers because they know it's doing harm. But because that they are cutting corners just for money, make it cheaper, or for whatever reason, or allowing that unintelligence or that unconsciousness of harming the customer to continue, then it's happening. Now, if there was consciousness, intelligence, and a lot of things, we could even eliminate a lot of disease, because even in the medical industry it's the same. There are things going on in medical industry where people are allowing great suffering, or facilitating still for there to be disease, because that's a business that can keep functioning. It can keep getting money as long as it has these repeat customers that are unwell. And so secrets are kept from the public about very simple ways to be healthy. And one of the simplest ways even is to live in harmony, to live in love. Because certain masters have come, such as the Siddharama Linga Valalar, who attained a deathless body and even turned his body to immortal light. And he did not require any food or sustenance, or could not be harmed by the elements, by fire, or by weapons, or any sort of thing like this. But he said that if the loving compassion and kindness were to leave from his body, this identification with all beings as one, that the life force would also be gone from his body, because the life force is actually one. So when we divide ourselves internally, when we fight with our own systems and mind and consciousness and are at war with ourselves, we're dividing against the life force. It will manifest disease. It starts to create this disharmony in the function of the super intelligent healing capacity of the body. And the same, because all life is one, when we cause harm and division out there against other life forms, we're dividing against the life force. With this illusion or delusion of this separateness from all beings, and all beings as one in love as all life force, we start to cut ourselves off from that infinite flow of life force and experience ourselves as this separate being that then doesn't have unlimited life force. Then we start to cause disease and harm in the body like this. So masters, not only Ramalinga Swami, but other Siddha masters have said that just through acts of pure compassion, pure awareness of the life force as one, we could have an unbroken flow of life force. We could even attain immortal life like sages of Tamil Nadu, the Siddhas who had historically have left writings and still are alive today, some of them, but some of them were alive for thousands of years or tens of thousands of years. And many masters have been warning, because you can see, especially if you're becoming more conscious and more aware, some people in these ascension communities and things are asking, is there going to be like a doomsday, like apocalypse kind of thing? Because it almost would seem that that would be needed to purge a lot of this destructive unconsciousness from the world, so that people would be forced even to awaken as a solution. And the thing is that if we continue on this course of action, if we cannot apply what is Dharma, which is understanding of the whole and harmony, loving kindness and service to the whole, offering ourselves this body in service, whatever our work is, we do this work for the whole. We're doing it in service. This is what Babaji called karma yoga. All of us are in karma. In this body, in this form, this thing is doing karma. It's acting. It's an action, an activity. Yoga is unity. It's a realization of a total unity in which there could be omniscient consciousness. It's realized that everything appears in the consciousness. Even if we look directly and see the body is arising within consciousness. All these bodies are arising within consciousness, and if we follow consciousness all the way to its source, we can get ever more expanding levels of consciousness and expanded awareness, so that we could be omniscient in consciousness, because there is no boundary to this consciousness. It's everywhere, and everything appears within that. Even all of time appears within consciousness. So we need to understand this unity and put it into action, so that there will be harmony in the world. Otherwise, if we're looking, we can see there's all of this unsustainable activity going on. There's the wrong kind of results of the actions. And the simple solution is to awaken. We all need to awaken together as one. We all need to support each other in awakening. We all need to support each other with love. Stop fighting with each other. Stop the wars. Whatever we believed, whatever we saw on the TV, whatever it is, it doesn't matter if a person seems to be of a different culture or a different belief system or religion or is a different sex. Nobody is higher or lower here. We are all equally the same. It's the same heart. You can feel the same love, and it can feel the same division or separation, the severing of love. We can all be together in this friendship feeling and harmony and kindness, or we can feel the lack of kindness the same. The same mind. It can have the same afflictions, the same problems. We can all understand that we are equal like this. There's no one that's higher or lower here. And so when we see that someone needs help, we should be able to help them if we can. And that should be the way that all of us are functioning all the time, just naturally, not like we have to try or thinking about it, but by cultivating a direct intelligence, by connecting ourselves more and more to who are we, what is the source of intelligence, the source of consciousness, the super intelligent light. Largely for the population of the world that has been schooled, and intelligence is all what we've learned to remember is the correct answer up here, and then always making a reference point to these ideas and concepts, then this could be, what if we are making a logical connection of all the wrong ideas and concepts? We need to learn what is actually pure intelligence. How can we just see more and more and more of the bigger picture, to see and understand without the obstacles of confusion or the wrong concepts and ideas. So we need to learn how to connect directly into the source of superintelligence. In this fashion, there are many masters that are trying to guide us and to serve us in this awakening. And there are many resources that can be found for this awakening of discovering more and more who you are and what it is to be alive, what is life and what is consciousness. This body has several resources online that can be found that are free for you to go and download a PDF ebook from the website siddha-international.weebly.com, or there's a free book on Amazon, Cosmic Consciousness and Healing with the Quantum Field. There's a free Introduction to Subtle Energy course at siddhalifemastery.com, where you learn what is more about what is subtle energy, these subtle aspects, dimensions of our being, so that we can see more of what is, who we are, and learn directly from the superintelligence of this subtle energy. The subtle energy that makes up the appearance of all things. All things are appearing out of this field of energy. They're seen within consciousness. So everything that this body is trying to put out as a service, as a resource for people, it's about discovering your own direct connection to the source of intelligence, of consciousness, so that you can bring in this super intelligence, so that you can have a direct connection that you can rely on to flow through the body in harmony and be in harmony with this wholeness of intelligence, the wholeness of the super intelligent, supreme, all-pervasive, universal being, the one life force, which is love, loving kindness. Love is not just a concept or a fluffy philosophy idea. It is the force of life even. It is the force of intelligence. It is the force of knowing who we are, who am I, and what is the nature of this universe, the nature of the life, the nature of this world. So we should all, commit ourselves to this awakening and apply this awareness in whatever we're doing, so that everybody together as one, we can awaken and we can work in harmony and we can create a beautiful life together. And we can support each other in well-being and wholeness. And then we are powerful. As one humanity, we are so powerful in doing this. We will lift ourselves up, each other up, together so quickly and so powerfully if we just align in this harmony, in this awakening of who we are and what we can do. So it's important that we can hear this message. The good news is that even though that there's all these, wrong courses of action going on in the world, and it looks like there's so many problems and everything, the solution is simple. It's simply awakening, and we have the command of grace, which is the force and light of awakening itself, telling us all to awaken. By the command of grace, we are all to awaken now as one, and so we are supported by each other, by the force of life, the supreme, all-pervasive intelligence and life, supreme consciousness within all is supporting us to awaken, so we cannot fail. And when we're working together in harmony, we're supporting each other to awaken, so we cannot fail. So the good news is that we will succeed. But we all just need to hear this message, and we need to apply ourselves in awakening. And we need to make that very important in our lives and discover directly who are we and what is the nature of this life and live accordingly in harmony with that. That way we stop dividing ourselves, we stop dividing our families, we stop dividing our communities, we stop dividing our world into all these pieces, but we work together in an amazing harmony. Otherwise there's this conflict. If there's not harmony, there's conflict. It's very simple. The Dharma, it's called, is truth, simplicity, and love. Love everyone. Serve everyone. Remember God, Neem Karoli Baba said. Babaji said truth, simplicity, and love. It's a realizing that we're all one and working in harmony like that with this super intelligence of this super intelligent one being. Thank you very much for watching this. Share this as much as possible so that as many people can get the message of awakening and the harmony of loving kindness and friendship and working together in unity, and how powerful we can be if we do this, if we bring intelligence, consciousness, pure awareness to life, to the community, the human community, and we start working really for love, working for our families, working for our wholeness, working for the wholeness of the community, working in service of the whole world family Sangha community, supporting everyone, supporting each other in this harmony. It's really so simple. We just need to apply ourselves in the direct connection to this intelligence of the life force, the super intelligence of the life force, the super intelligence of love. Om Sarva Siddhar Jyoti Om. Om Paramesti Guru Jyoti Om. Om Satya Paramesti Dharma Marga Jyoti Om.